This Teddygaming team, welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Tales of TMNT, Volume 2, issue number 43, The Proposal. Now, with this issue, I really did enjoy it for quite a few reasons, because we got Sid in this issue, we got to see Casey and April, and Casey proposing to April. And it was just a really fun, simple story that just works so well for Tales of TMNT stuff. Also, at the same time, I felt like with this story, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but I felt like this one sort of didn't really have much of a reason to be actually created, just because I felt like with this story, I felt like they've already done something like this before, and I know that in the 2003 show, they had done something like that in the episode The Engagement Ring, but I'm pretty sure they had done something like this before in the comics, but I guess not. And I thought that this was a really great story and all, but for some reason I just didn't really feel like this was really necessary, but it was still really great nonetheless. Okay, so with the story, we do first start off with Sid, and for some reason he's joined the Foot Clan, and I was quite surprised by this because I was not really expecting Sid to show up, and I mean, I really thought that he's shown up in a lot more issues, but I'm very surprised that he hasn't. I think this might be his second appearance, which it's just so shocking that this is his second appearance, because I mean, I've always enjoyed Sid as a character. I thought he was a decent character and nothing beyond that, but to know that this might be his second appearance, that's somewhat a little bit crazy. But yeah, basically he's cleaning the floors, and we do get to see two foot ninjas. They come in and they say, oh yeah, you're worthless, you're scum and all that, and they say that basically the foot are out searching for this ring which has a like a love heart on it, and saying that it has magical powers or something along those kind of lines, and whoever finds it will be rewarded greatly by Karai. And somehow Sid knows about it, and the reason for that is because his grandma had the ring and gave it to Casey, and he, I'll say that here was where I made connections of, oh, this is definitely taking reference to the Engagement Ring episode, and I was all for it. I just didn't really care too much for the story. So then cut back to Casey, and he's talking to the Turtles about saying oh, I'm gonna ask her out and all that kind of stuff, and the Turtles were like encouraging him and stuff like that, and we even do get to see my Splinter and Shadow. They're there. There's not really too much to the scene other than just they're there and setting things up. And that's when we do cut over to the next scene, where we do get to see Casey and April. They're going over to Northampton, where we do get to see the Foot. They travelling in helicopters to go over to the farmhouse. And I mean, this whole issue just had a really great vibe, just going along at a really great pace, and I did really enjoy that. And yeah, so then we do get to see Casey and April. They go down to the farm, and that's when they set up a picnic, and things all going a little bit wrong for Casey. He's saying the wrong thing, so I mean, he says a weird thing, saying he needs to go to the toilet. Just go, yeah. That's when he comes in contact with the Turtles, which again, so yeah, Aaliyah gives him the tuxedo and says, must Mr. sew this for him. So Casey goes back to April and is about to propose and give the ring to her, and that's when we do get to see Karai and the Foot Ninjas. They all come out and start to attack them, and I felt like this bit here was really underwhelming, just because it really set this up to be a big fight, because we do get to see him take out Casey. The Turtles come in all about the battle, and yet they don't really do anything with it. They just take the ring and then just vanish. And I felt like with this bit, it was just so disappointing, because they set this whole thing up to be a pretty decent battle, and yet with what they did, it was just it was okay, but then nothing really came of it. And then even with how the Turtles reacted, especially Raph, how they got really angry, crying and all that for breaking the truce and stuff like that. Again, nothing really came of it, and just felt so disappointing and underwhelming, because this has so much potential to be a really great and interesting thing, and yet they didn't do anything with it. But then that's when we did get to see April. She makes a daisy chain ring, and Casey gives it her, and she says yes, and that's pretty much it for that bit there. And then that's when we cut over to the Foot Clan bit, and it turns out that the ring was a fake, and that Sid gets tortured by the Foot Mystics and then gets turned into this little weird guy. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. Did give me a little vibes from, like, 2003 Backsurf, how I tortured him. So, yeah, I mean, overall, this whole story, it's a really great issue. I feel like this one is, like, a really perfect example, just, like, why, like, it works so well for Tales of Timothy, and just, like, I feel like other stories from Tales of Timothy don't really work all too well for being Tales of Timothy stuff, because we also have like a lot to offer for the story and then never really go beyond that. But I feel like with this one, just like with your other issues, it did a really great job of just like setting up a story and telling one issue and actually made it seem like an actual tale of the TMNT and all that. And I felt like it worked really well. And I felt like with the story, the pacing for it, it just worked really well for this one. And there's not too much I can really say about it. It just felt like it worked. And other issues, there are definitely a lot worse issues out there that I really can't say works for Tales of TMNT stuff, but this one really does work well. And then like even with like other stuff within this issue, it's just like more like interesting and intriguing. I mean, Sid becoming a Foot Clan member, I mean, just Sid alone is just really interesting because again, he hasn't appeared in many comics. I think this might be his second one, so that could be bad. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see him here and all that, and really great to see how he interacted with all the other characters. And with the Casey and April scenes, well, I didn't really like care for them all too much. I really did think that this story was a little bit pointless in a way, because all the other stories out there with Casey and April, them already being married in like, most of the stories and stuff like that, and it's been like too long for people to really care about like seeing how they got married and stuff like that. It was like a great story to see nonetheless, but I just felt like this story was a bit pointless in so many ways, but it was still great to see nonetheless. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say about it. And then also felt like with Jim Lawson doing the artwork, for some reason it just worked so well, just because Jim Lawson's been doing Tales stuff for a while now, and he's definitely been there for like some of the bigger moments throughout these two characters' relationship and stuff like that. And yeah, I felt like it, in a way, it's all come up full circle, which was just perfect in so many great ways. And yeah, the more I talk about this issue, the more I really like it. But yeah, God, oh man, this issue was interesting. But yeah, wow, this issue. Oh boy, but yeah, okay, what do I say? What do I say now? Yeah, wow, this issue was interesting. I'll say that for the very least. I'll definitely recommend this issue to some people. I feel like this issue will be a great one, to, especially if you're an April or Casey fan. You'll definitely enjoy this one to see how their relationship grows and builds upon that. And there's definitely like a lot of aspects in this issue which I do think people would really enjoy. Yeah, I'll definitely recommend this one. This issue does feel like a proper like Tales of TMNT issue, and not just some random story which came up within like an hour or so. So I do feel like there's a lot of stuff in this issue that I feel like a lot of people are really gonna enjoy and appreciate, and I would definitely recommend this one. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? What do you think about the way that Casey and April got proposed and all that? Yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If it doesn't, please share, let's just grab on stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.